Councilmember Carvalho,
Hello.
Councilmember DeCosta. We got through a really good, interesting council meeting today. We talked about a few very important things. One of them was starting our budget process tomorrow. Tomorrow we go on for about 11 days of a budget process where our administrative team, the mayor, submits a budget, and we cross-examine and go through everything.
And every department will be present,
department,
and each department will present their piece.
And they will be held accountable for what they're doing with their budget.
Yes.
You know, it was very interesting, and you know, tune in to Channel 53.
53 weekend.
They do a very good job of informing the average person of what happens at the council meetings. So for today, one of the biggest ones, you know, and I'm really proud, you know, working with, and you know, you're the former mayor, so you know how important housing is.
Housing.
Well, we've been doing low-income housing at the county level, but we do nothing for middle class. And Mel Proposal, council member, chair of Mel Proposal, and myself went into the administrative office and talked about if there was a way we could, you know, possibly rezone subdivision lots so we could allow them to subdivide another time so they could have another dwelling. Well, it's not a big push to sprawl development into rural areas. Everybody wants to try to keep it urban. So with that being said, Councilmember Proposal and myself went back to the drawing board and came up with another solution. What happened if we would allow ag and CPR lots from longtime family owners who have it already in their name to be able to put a 1-for-1 dwelling per guest house on the property, which basically means if you had a 5-acre parcel,
5 acres.
which allows you 2 dwellings and 1 guest cottage, now you would be able to have 2 dwellings and 2 guest cottage, each a 1-to-1.
And again, ag, right?
Ag and CPR.
That's a big one.
But,
Ag and
but your
CPR.
property can also be CPR.
Right.
But it's gonna allow people who already own ag land to be able to build more dwellings, to be able to put their family, kids, or long-term rental for local families.
Yep.
But it's not gonna be allowed to be subdivided and sold off into individual parcels now that you have another home on it. So hats off, I would unanimously vote. Thank you very much.
Yep.
That was a vision of y'all when you was there.
Yep, and then we guys,
And then we
we
transfer
brought it back
it
to the
across.
table, and here we go.
Right.
Okay, that was great. When other several
Yeah.
options came out, the chief of police came before us for support funding for bulletproof vests, and we said yes, we approved that. I think the other big one, our county engineer came in for support. I know we talked about this before, for the wastewater treatment plant.
Right.
And this is just funding because the big plan is to relocate that plant and other issues regarding wastewater. It's a
The
big,
sea
big
level
issue.
rise.
Sea level rise.
In our wastewater inland.
Inland, so
Right.
out of that inundation zone to higher.
But we got $52,000 grant for a pump, so
Got
we can send the R2 water to the golf course.
And that's what it is right
That's
there.
what it
So I
is.
just wanted to share that a little bit. We also had, what else?
The beautification fee,
Oh.
yeah, that was kind of, so you, when I point to you the guy driving the car out there when you go register your car. The county charges you $5 for beautification fee. They take that money and they put it towards somewhat beautifying the side of the road. Well, little did we know, for years, decades, our commercial vehicles were only paying $1. When they register their commercial vehicles and they rent it to the tourists, $1 versus residential $5. So we craft the bill. Now we're gonna hold them accountable. I wish we could charge them $10, but ethically we cannot. So they are now gonna be paying the same beautification fee as the residential.
As a
That was a bill.
That's another big one.
That's a big bill that Council Chair Mel Reporter and myself introduced.
And then we had, of course, resolutions establishing real property tax rates, and that was a big discussion there. We had resolution authorizing Mayor and Director of Finance. Again, that's a whole budget process that's coming up very shortly.
Little bit cell tower, talk about
The cell tower, yeah, that's
right?
another one.
Hey, what about giving the cell tower guys a break on their land because they only the
Yes,
cell
they have
tower
the cell
takes
tower,
up
yes.
5 acres and the basically highest and best use is the cell tower is on top of 5,000 acres. The landowner is getting charged for a higher use on the taxes.
Other taxes.
One thing somebody said, I think it was you, right? Or was it me? You said who?
Me?
Yeah. Who has cell towers on their land? Most of them are large landowners.
Large landowners.
So we're not feeling guilty about charging them higher and best use taxes.
Yep.
Is that what
And
you're
then the other one, Councilmember DeCosta, the resolution for adopting the rules of the Kauaʻi County Council for the organization of committee and the transaction of business. And bottom line is, just to keep
hold yourself responsible for your actions and your behaviors, and discriminatory, harassing, and disrespectful behavior will not be tolerated.
Yeah.
We all will work together.
We're all work. It's all about balance and keeping
Yeah.
everybody at the forefront.
Right.
As council members, we're just going to work together and deliver our message to the community. I think that's the big part.
Well, and of course, being accountable for our actions.
And our
right?
actions,
If
overall.
we, you know, like, one of the things that said, I guess, in the report when we did our meeting today was when one council member got in trouble and he was not, following the breaking the laws, and he basically could not be charged with anything as far as the council, because the council didn't have the power. So now the council is doing an ordinance, giving them some power to implement discipline
Right.
if we are not acting accordingly.
Right.
So-
We are acting accordingly, and then at the same time giving support to our staff. The staff, that was the big one.
Correct.
You know, our council staff.
The ones who
And this-
make us look really good.
Yeah. So I think that was the discussion went really well overall, and there's a positive outcome right there.
Yes. Well, I really appreciate Hoike always coming every Wednesday and filming our meetings. And we're hoping that we were able to communicate, today's Wednesday meeting, but 6 hours or 7 hours of meeting, we crunched it down in 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Good
and
job.
We also
Carvalho.
had, good job. We also had executive session, which we can't talk about, but I just want to share that.
Yes.
The timelines that we have as council.
But it was good
members.
stuff in executive
But-
session.
okay.
We got the best interest taxpayers.
Yes.
And a lot of things are happening and moving forward. There's a lot of things that are happening in the future, but stay tuned,
And stay tuned for our budget session. We will be on tomorrow
right?
at 9 o'clock.
So basically, a budget
A budget process.
is a wish list from the mayor and his administrative team. They break down the budget, has to be a balanced budget, and our job is to go through each item in each department and figure out where can we cut corners, where can we put yard tax dollar, which means the most, how can we give tax relief, and I believe that we're in good hands with the council you have now, and Council Chair Raposo
He's the lead right now.
He's the lead.
And
Councilmember
working
Cooley
close
is
with
really
Vice
up
Chair
on that.
Cooley and all of our
Correct.
council
And
members.
if we do wanna cut something, we need 5 votes. And if we wanna add something, we have to find the money to add it, so we gotta go ahead and find money from someplace else, or create revenue from someplace else, so it'll be interesting.
But at the end of the day, I'd just like the people to know that we did have a chance to meet with administration
Correct.
one-on-one to share our thoughts and ideas. That's what we did in the past. Bring it to the table, and then we'll discuss it for you, the people of Kauaʻi, anyhow, to see and partake in this
And with
discussion.
that being said, Kauaʻi Niihau, you know, you're in good hands, because this administration team works very diligently with us to solve the problem before we even
Right.
get into the budget, so we've been working hand in hand
Yeah.
with the CIP projects and all the revenue coming in.
And it's all coming out throughout this whole budget
Correct.
process, and you, the people, will see and be part of it as well. So with that, aloha.
Aloha.